Today we're taking a look at rear-mounted variable neutral density filters for adapted circular fisheye lenses. Hey everyone, Sean here with PhotoDiox, and this is a wonderful lens. This is the Canon FD 7.5mm fisheye lens. This is a circular fisheye lens, so when you have it adapted to a full frame camera like this Sony A7S II, you get the full image circle of the lens. And this is a perfect lens for capturing that striking fisheye look, whether you're shooting photography, whether you're shooting video. But one of the issues you'll run into when adapting lenses like this is there's no real way to put a filter on the front. If you try to put a filter on the front of this lens, it will vignette because this has a massive field of view. It is a 7.5mm lens, circular fisheye. So even if you had a massive filter on the front that went really far out, this lens would still capture the edges of it. So the only way to filter a lens like this is to have a rear mounted filter. Now this lens actually has some built-in rear mounted filters. I'll actually show you right here. We got this little ring here. We got sky. We actually have to push this button in. We got yellow 3. We got an orange filter, red filter. So these were actually made to use with black and white film to add different filtration. When it's set to sky, it's pretty much normal colors, but I'll show you. There's a yellow filter, red filter. Well, I guess that was more of the orange. That's a red. And then these are other types of filters. So Canon actually saw that this would be an issue and they built in filters, but they did not build in a ND filter. So if I want to use this lens for a long exposure, that's going to be a bit tricky. Or if I want to shoot with it set to 5.6 and it's really bright out, again, if I'm shooting video, that could be an issue. So really this lens needs some sort of rear mounted ND filtration. And we've got you covered here at PhotoDiox with our Canon FD to Sony E ND Throttle. This is a lens adapter that adapts a Canon FD lens like this to a full frame or APS-C Sony E camera like this. And it has built-in 2 to 8 stops of ND filtration. You just crank this silver ring on the front, the silver toothed ring, and you can stop all the way down to 8 stops or open up to 2 stops. Now it's always going to have at least 2 stops of ND filtration. So if you're looking to shoot in super low light conditions, you're probably going to also want a second FD to E adapter that doesn't have a VND filter built in, just so you can swap it back and forth. But for our purposes today, we're actually going to shoot long exposures with this lens, and that's where the 8 stops of filtration are going to come in really handy. So adapting the lens is super simple. Just make sure this install arrow is lined up with this red dot, and then we're just going to take the lens, make sure the red dot on the lens is lined up with that little silver dot there. This is for older FD lenses that have the front breech lock. So yeah, you're just going to then line up the red mounting dot with the red mounting dot, press the lens in to the adapter, and then actually rotate the silver ring on the lens itself. Once that's done, we can then rotate the black ring on the adapter. And mounting the adapter on the camera is super simple. Line up the red mounting dot on the adapter with the mounting dot on the camera. Lock it into place. There we go. Now we have this wonderful 7.5mm circular fisheye adapted to our full frame Sony, and we've got that built-in ND filtration. We can go from minimum, which is 2 stops. We can rotate it all the way to maximum. So what I'm going to use this adapter for now is I'm going to go out and shoot some long exposures with this fisheye lens. I'm going to set the lens to f/22, narrowest aperture. Then I'm going to go all the way to 8 stops of VND filtration. And then I'm going to set the ISO to 100 so I can do the longest shutter speed possible in bright conditions. And we're going to create some long exposure photos of movement. Okay, that was a quick look at our Canon FD to Sony ND Throttle lens adapter and how you can use it to filter a circular fisheye lens. Now this will only work with adaptable lenses. You won't be able to put it between a Sony E fisheye lens and a Sony E camera. It has to be an SLR lens, a lens made for a film camera, because you need that extra focal flange distance between the lens mount and the sensor of the camera. You need the required space for the adapter. Basically, this will not work with any mirrorless lenses. It will only work with older SLR style lenses. But we make ND Throttle adapters to adapt a whole bunch of different types of SLR mounts, Canon EF, Nikon F, so you don't just need to use this fisheye lens. There are a lot of other circular fisheye lenses out there that were made for other types of SLRs that will work with our adapters, specifically our ND Throttle adapter. If you have any questions about anything I said in today's video, comment below, love to help you out. Plus, click right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos just like this one.